is involved in a significant sports entity, and we surely have that today in this gentleman. Born and raised in New Orleans, raised in Jackson, Louisiana, graduated from LSU. In October of 2011, he was named to his position as the CEO of the Fore Foundation, and of course the Zurich Classic, the outstanding annual PGA Tour event held in Avondale each and every year, which brings so much to our city, to our region and economy, and being out there every year, it's a wonderful event. He does a terrific job. Please give a warm Greater New Orleans Sports Foundation Quarterback Club welcome to Steve Worthy of the Fore Foundation.
Hi, thanks for having me today. Always happy to come out and talk about the Fore Foundation, the Zurich Classic. Change the subject to golf a little bit, but I'm also happy to be here because I'm a huge football fan, and especially excited to hear Jim Hawthorne speak. I was born in New Orleans, grew up in Louisiana, graduated from LSU. After graduate school, I moved all over the country in the golf business, and I can tell you from the mid-'80s to the mid-'90s, before the internet, before every game was on TV, I can attest that whether you're in Ohio or Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey, WWL after dark, you could find the right spot, and you could hear, you could listen to Jim broadcast the game. I did that quite often. I think my wife thinks I'm a little crazy for that, but I've listened to a lot of games over the years, and I'm happy to be able to see them on TV now. But yeah, I've 27 years moving all over the country. I've had some incredible jobs. Moved back home from the tournament director job at the AT&T Pebble Beach National Pro-Am. But living away for that long, I think you appreciate. I certainly appreciate home that much more over the years. I would come home for holidays, come home for 2 or 3 LSU games a year, a Saints game. So when I got the call about the opportunity to come home, I jumped at it, and been here now for 4 years back home, and I'm really, really excited about it. The Fore Foundation, we've got just over 200 members. They sell and work at the golf tournament. We've got a number of members here today, so I'm glad you guys are all here. They devote a tremendous amount of time and effort into putting on this golf tournament. And you talk to them, and we do surveys of our membership. And the primary reason they do is because we're raising money for children's charities in our region. They enjoy being around the golf tournament, they enjoy what we do, but at the end of the day, all of our proceeds go to charity and go to children's charities in the region. In the 4 years I've been back home, we've distributed over $6.5 million to children's charities in our region. And I know our people take great pride and know that we're having a positive impact on our community, and we're very, very excited about that and happy about that. I think we struggle with some awareness. A lot of people, obviously because of the advertising and the visibility of the Zurich Classic, they know about the golf tournament, they don't really know who Fore Kids is, they don't know who we're giving money to. We're giving 6-figure checks to St. Michael's, to the First Tee of Greater New Orleans, to Bayou District Foundation, to Educare, Children's Hospital. We've got another 40 or so charities that we're giving smaller checks to, but very meaningful and very important to those organizations to keep their work going and have the impact they do. So, it's always great to get out and talk a little bit about who we are and what we do. Because of the support of our members, support in the community, people who are spending money and enjoying the golf tournament, and obviously because of the support of our sponsor, our title sponsor, Zurich Insurance Company. Zurich, they're a great title sponsor. They do a great job at the golf tournament. And they appreciate New Orleans, and that's such a big part of having them here. They're entertaining 750 or so guests, national and international, and they recognize New Orleans as a place, for them to get the bang for the buck that they do, they're entertaining their business people, and they can do that in New Orleans unlike anywhere else in the United States, probably in the world, and they appreciate that. So, we're very thankful to have them, and they do a great job for us. As far as the golf tournament goes, we do a lot of surveying. We survey our Pro-Am participants, our hospitality buyers, our ticket holders, our professionals who play. We get over 2,000 responses. We always want to try to get better. We want to learn about what they like, what they don't like, what we can improve on. It's very gratifying that the survey responses are very positive. They like what we're doing. We always want to get better. But about a month ago, we had Golf Magazine wrote an article, unbeknownst to us. We were very surprised and happy to see it. They ranked the 6 best Pro-Ams in the world, and we were the first one listed. We were by far the cheapest of those 6 Pro-Ams, which is nice. And it's nice to know that we're doing a good job. And for those who've never played or don't know much about our program, the one bit of advice I give our first-time participants is you got to pace yourself, because there are 21 restaurants on the golf course, and if you partake in every tee, by the time you get to the back nine, you're probably not going to be able to swing anymore. But it's a lot of what we do is based on food and drink. We do a great job of it at the golf tournament. The pro-am is a big part of that. So, as we continue to try to grow, so much of what we do is based on business development. We're trying to educate our hospitality purchasers on how to use entertainment at the Zurich Classic to grow their business. I've talked to a lot of different CEOs, and whether at my old job I was with the US Open for 15 years, the AT&T Pebble Beach National Pro-Am for 6 years as the tournament director. Some guys are writing 7 or 8 figure checks, some guys are writing a check for $20,000. But you ask the question, are you getting your money's worth for the investment that you're making? And I've had how many CEOs tell me, if I get the right customer there and cut the right deal that week, I'll pay for this sponsorship 10, 20, 50 times over. And so a lot of what we do is trying to educate our hospitality clients on making sure they get current customers on property to spend some quality time with them, prospective customers there. You can watch the best players in the world go by from your suite all the time, having a very productive business conversation. I can tell you, I don't miss an LSU game at home. I go to several Saints games a year. If you're sitting with me at a football game, we're not having any business conversation. I get pretty intense, and I think our venue provides kind of a different opportunity there, and it's always nice to hear that our folks enjoy that environment and are having a good time with it. When I get up to talk, a lot of the time people want to hear about our field. That's obviously a big part of our event. Who's playing? I was in Chicago at the BMW Championship recruiting about 2 weeks ago. I talked to about 50 players, talked to every agent who was there. Sometimes I feel like I could use Coach O or Frank Wilson or somebody like that to go with me to help recruit. But, having really good conversations. I mean, as we recruit players, so much of it's about the schedule, how the schedule falls. This year, there's a slight change in the schedule in that there'll be 4 weeks between Augusta and the Players' Championship. Typically, there's 1 week between Augusta, there's 1 week off, and then they play in New Orleans. This year, there's going to be 2 weeks. And I think that's going to provide an opportunity to get some guys that we hadn't had in a while. Talking to a number of guys who've never been here before, a number of guys who hadn't been in a while. I think that schedule change is going to help us. And I feel really good about the field, what we're going to have here next year. It's early for guys to make commitments and already have their schedule planned, but Jason Day has already committed. We know Jason's coming back. He was the #1 player in the world last week, and then this week he got passed by Jordan Spieth. But Jason will be here. He's the #2 player in the world. Ricky Fowler will be here. He's the #5 player in the world. Justin Rose, our defending champion, is the #7 player in the world. We know he'll be back. I think we'll be able to sell him in a big way. Great guy, great player, and our defending champion. That's always nice. Dustin Johnson played last year. He's the #8 player in the world. Hadn't committed yet, but working hard on him. And we've got a host of others who are very recognizable, exciting to watch, great players. I feel really good about where we are, and we'll have a great field here next year. In general, and I'm a huge football guy, but it's always nice to see golf in our state growing in a big way. You got on the PGA Tour, you got David Toms, who's obviously had a great career. John Peterson, another LSU guy, who's had a very solid career thus far, young, and I think will probably win a PGA Tour event the next couple of years. Andrew Loop, another LSU guy, just won the Web.com event this past week and has solidified his spot on the PGA Tour again for next year. Smiley Kaufman is an LSU guy from a couple of years ago, won on the Web.com this year, will be exempt on the PGA Tour next year. Curtis Thompson played in the Zurich Classic this past year, an LSU guy. Ken Looper made a splash a couple of years ago, another LSU guy. And you got guys like Sam Burns, who is a freshman at LSU right now, was the #1 ranked junior in the entire world. And then Philip Barbary, another kid from Shreveport, who just won the U.S. Junior Amateur. So golf in general in the state is getting better. That only helps our golf tournament and awareness of our tournament and golf in general. We're excited about that. Obviously, LSU won the NCAA National Championship in golf last year. So we feel like that's a good thing, and it only bodes well for the future for us. So probably the last thing, in terms of it sometimes gets overlooked, but our golf tournament, we have 36 hours of telecast coming from our site, and it goes to over 220 countries and territories in the world. So, between the great golf shots, they're showing downtown, blimp shots of the Superdome, streetcars, architecture, oyster shucking, all of the great things about the city. We feel like we're great for awareness and are helping drive a lot of tourism and a lot of awareness of the city. So we're very proud of that. Overall, it's been great for me being home. I feel like we're headed in a great direction with the golf tournament. Things are going very well. We're having a very positive impact, and I appreciate you listening to me today. If anybody has any questions about the golf tournament or golf business in general, happy to try to answer them.
Raise your hand, we'll get the microphone to you.
I understand that, is there plans to have the tournament moved as far as, like, I heard a rumor that the PGA might do something to help renovate the golf courses on the city park and maybe move the tournament there in the future?
Well, the golf course at City Park is being renovated, and based on what we know, it's going to be a great golf course. We're committed to TPC Louisiana for the time being. We need to see what, we will explore all opportunities to do what's best for the tournament. We're confident it's going to be a great golf course, but at the same time, there are a lot of things that need to be in place to be able to run a PGA Tour event. Everything from the parking and the security around the golf course, the ability to host the TV compound, all of the hospitality venues that are required for us to make money. There are a lot of challenges that go along with that. We're anxious to see how the golf course ends up. It's another year or two from being completed, and then exploring options. But we have a contract at TPC. We're happy there, and we'll look to see what the future brings.
Raise your hand, we'll get a mic to you.
Very good. We appreciate you being here. Thank you.